What's up, guys? CryptJ1958 here. Just gonna do this quick video real quick. So I was looking at the format and kind of looking at everything. I mean, the ban list we got today was kind of disappointing, but it makes sense with us really only having like online tournaments where everybody has access to every card instead of like actual face-to-face tournaments. So it really didn't surprise me with the ban list, but I wanted to kind of talk about kind of the decks that are kind of showing to be the most powerful, or kind of the decks that build a board and there's really only like two ways to get around it. So as you can see here, I have kind of all of the Ghost Sisters sitting right here, and they all do different things. They're all pretty good, and one of the best part about them is you can use them in the first turn when you're going second. So you're going second, your opponent tries to draw a card, use Ash Blossom. If you're going against a deck that relies heavily on like specific extra deck monsters, cherries, just get rid of it. You know, Ghost Ogre gets rid of a problem face-up card. They all do different things, and they were all implemented into the game to kind of hinder combo decks from making like these unbreakable boards and winning the match just because you won the die roll. And I like the idea behind that, but I kind of wanted to look at a few different things that sounded like a good idea and then didn't end up working. So I wanted to kind of look at a card like Nibiru. So on paper, this card is amazing if you're going second against a combo deck, because they get their 5th summon, you wipe their field, bring out the token, and if they don't have a way to still combo off, then you basically just stop them. Then you go off, and then it turns into hopefully a back and forth, or you just OTK them and win, depending on how your deck is set up. The problem with Nibiru is the player base usually is better at making decks to play around a card than the card designers are at figuring out what might stop the card. By that I mean, they built this card. It obviously is anti-combo spam deck. Just, 5th summon, wipe the board, bring out the token, end your opponent's turn. But now we're getting decks that, on their 2nd summon, can snipe Nibiru out of your hand, so you can't use it. And if you happen to open with more than one Nibiru, on their 5th summon, they go into Appaloosa or a card that can just negate Nibiru. So this card really isn't as good as it could be. So one of the things that I've been doing is I've been looking at a bunch of different floodgates and a bunch of different cards that could have the potential to help with the with kind of what I've been seeing in the decks that I've seen online and how they work. And so I came up with a kind of my own Ghost Girl hand trap. I'm not very good with art, so I haven't drawn anything for it, but I came up with like the name, attribute and stuff, the effect, and I actually went to go submit it to Konami as like a card that they could at least look into and see if it's something that might help, because we've kind of proven time and time again that the player base is usually more knowledgeable about problems in the competitive scene than the card designers and their testers and stuff, because there always seems to be like one deck that just kind of comes out of nowhere and shuts everything down, even if they make cards to stop that. So I like the idea of the hand traps, the ghost girls. So I kind of came up with my own, and I kind of wanted to showcase it off. And I'm really hoping that we can get this kind of put out there. I want to know everybody's ideas, and I want to make the whole coming up with an idea, a card idea that could help the competitive scene in a way that's actually going to help. So yeah, I want to make the player base, see if we can get it so the player base is a little bit more involved with card designs, even if it's like one design a year is from, you know, a a player, and even if it's, so many are submitted and then we get to vote, however we want to do that. But when I went to talk to Konami about it, everywhere I looked, it was basically, we don't care what your idea is, we're not going to accept anything. And generally, when Konami's not listening to the player base, that's when the game kind of suffers, that's when numbers drop. Working at a card shop, I've seen sales drop, I've seen other shops go under. It's kind of ridiculous how much of an impact, like, card companies not listening to the player base and not really doing anything with problems in their competitive game can have on all sorts of stuff. So without kind of further ado, so this is what I'm looking at right now. This is just kind of a makeshift name. Seidai Yoryo actually stands for maximum capacity in Japan and locking key. Right now, wind is like the only attribute that can't really be abused. Like, at first I was thinking making it earth, but then Adamantivators kind of ruined that. Fire is obviously, really good because we still have Salmon Grades that are running around. Light and dark is just way too good in this game. And then water with, the deep sea archetype and the, Atlanteans and mermels. So I went with wind. Level 3 just to kind of keep up with the Ghost Sisters. Beast just because I needed a placeholder, and then for some reason they're all tuners. But the biggest thing that I wanted to make this was I wanted to make it so it wouldn't be able to be sniped out of the hand, and you'd still be able to get the effect off. So during your opponent's turn, after their second special summon, you can discard this card, and for the rest of the turn, your opponent cannot special summon monsters. And then, you can only use one per turn. So I basically made it a hand trap summon limit, because if you know you're going against a combo deck and you main deck this, it means you can main deck this and Dark Ruler No More and actually be able to play. Because right now, Nibiru and Dark Ruler No More are the only cards that you can really play that stops a lot of these combo decks that just build up infinite negates and stop you from even being able to play the game. So adding this to Dark Ruler No More instead of Nibiru makes it so if you're playing against the Mermails and they play that new card, I can't even remember what it's called, but on their second summon they get to look at your hand and take a card out of it. They make their second summon before they even get to activate that effect. You use this card, discard it, and then they're basically just stuck with that monster. They can still take a card out of your hand and you start your turn with 3 cards, but you're actually going to have a chance of being able to play. And that's what we want to do, is we actually want to play the game, right? So that's kind of my idea for a hand trap. I'd really like to know your guys' thoughts, and what I would really like to do is try to get either this video shared with some of the bigger YouTubers, kind of get their thoughts, see if we can maybe get it promoted or something. If this seems like a good idea, and this is a card that you guys would want to play, and you can see it being more useful, I would like to try to get this video promoted as much as we can, see if we can actually get Konami to listen, because I love this game. It literally saved my life, and I'd like to be able to keep playing it, but right now it seems like you have to have a lot of money, and you have to win the die roll to do good in the competitive scene, and that alienates a lot of people, and that's not right. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Put it in the comments below. I'm gonna send the link to this video to a few other YouTubers just to kind of get their idea, see if it's something they might be willing to promote, and see if we can get something going so that the player base can have more of a say in either cards that are being made, or maybe a little bit more to do with the ban list, and see what we can do from there. Probably not so much the ban list, because that's a very divisive topic, but if we can look at all the problem cards in the game, and if they've been kind of a problem for a while, or they're looking like they could be a problem for a while, then we can maybe look at card designs that can kind of combat that a little bit better than, ban one card and hope that's enough. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let's like, subscribe. I do want to get this video shared as much as we can. Try to get it as popular as we can, because I would really like to get more opinions on this card that I've designed, and see if it's something that people would play, and maybe if it's liked by a lot of people, then maybe we can actually get it made and actually be able to use it. Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to me rant, and I hope you guys have a great day.